Hey y'all, it's Craig with the Bickhams. Today y'all, we're going to be doing a Copycat O'Charlie's potato soup that my wife loves. This is a very easy recipe. It's minimal on the ingredients, so let's get to it and let's get this cheesy, creamy soup made, y'all. We're just going to dice up our tomatoes into cubes.
Our potatoes.
Potatoes. We're going to cut our potatoes into like, I don't know, like thirds. I'm gonna just do them into thirds, and then we're gonna cut them into little, you know, about sizes like that. So, and then we're gonna just stick them in the pot. They've already been peeled and washed, and we're gonna get those cut up and in the pot, y'all. In the air fryer, I might cook some more. I like a lot of bacon in mine. So while we got the air fryer dirty, I'm gonna go ahead and cook some more bacon. So we're going to get the bacon back out, and we're going to put a whole nother thing because I want a lot of bacon in here. So it's going to take about, that was a half a pack. We're going to do a whole pack of bacon. Whole pack of crumbled up bacon in it because you can't go wrong with cheese and bacon, y'all. So let me get some more bacon. 4 cups of water, and I'm going to put my bouillon. We're going to use the bouillon base. So I'm going to put like a big spoon of the chicken, a big one, y'all. So it's probably about 2 tablespoons in that water. And I'm just going to heat it up in the microwave just a little bit. We're going to pour that, I didn't mean to trigger nobody, y'all. So I apologize for all that beating. So we're going to put it in the microwave for about, I don't know, I think about 4 minutes. About 4 minutes will do. Bacon going on, 375 for, we're going to do 13 minutes, 375. Hey, Miss Kay. Hey, Miss Bernadine. I'm going to go ahead and turn the potatoes on, letting them be heating up. Then we're going to add the broth, and I just need to make sure that I got enough to cover. And we're going to cook the potatoes till they're fork tender. Then we're going to be putting everything else together while we're waiting on everything to get done. I'm going to go ahead and shred all my cheese, and we'll go over all the ingredients for this particular O'Charlie's Copycat potato soup. 4 cups of chicken broth on our potatoes, enough to cover the potatoes. We're going to boil them until they're fork tender, and then we'll drain them. It calls for 16 ounces. A block is 32 ounces, so it's half a block. So I'm only gonna need about a quarter of a block. Did you knock anyone out? Nope, I didn't, Miss Jill. And they didn't have anything that we needed. Well, she got some stuff, but they didn't have our wreath forms that we wanted. So we got that much Velveeta, and we're gonna get some more Velveeta.
So basically, it's a half a stick of Velveeta.
A half a block. Well, and I'm just going to pull it off.
Yeah, a half of the big block. Half
of the big block, the 32 ounce block of Velveeta. And I'm going to just have to put that in there. So I'm going to go another quarter because that's 8. So I only need 8 more. We're just going to do that, and then that'll have to go in a Ziploc bag. And we're just going to cut it up into cubes just to help it melt down, you know. So that's all we're going to be. We're just going to kind of just run through a couple different ways. Make some little cubes. Y'all know how Velveeta is. I don't know if Velveeta is real cheese. I don't think it is. I don't think Velveeta is considered a real cheese. It sure does melt good though.
When you get through, you're gonna put it in the water.
Yeah. No.
No?
Yeah, this won't go in the water. All the cheese is gonna go in. I have to do the flour and the butter.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get the potatoes cooked first. We're going to drain them. So I need the strainer in the sink. Cheese in the jar. That's what I'm going to do. I mean in the bowl. Since we got all of our cheese over there, we got all our cheddar shredded. I'm going to throw our Velveeta chunks in there. And then I can wipe up the board. And I can use the board like I really need to. You know, so I'm just going to get the biggest portion of the cheese off without going and washing it. So I can cut up my green onions. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and measure out. I needed to see how much heavy whipping cream that we had because I needed 4 cups. And I know we didn't have 4 cups. So we've only got a cup and...
Cup and a half.
We got a cup and 2/3. I'll probably have to add milk in it too.
So you're going to substitute
We're going to substitute evaporated milk. It may take more than that. It might take more than that. Let's see. I'm just trying to get up to 4 cups, and we ain't gonna make it. We made it to 3, so I need 1 more cup.
Just put regular milk.
Yep. I'm gonna just use regular milk. I'm gonna use regular milk to get me up to the 4 cups, and we're still gonna need 7 more cups of milk. So this is going to take a good bit of milk to do this. But we've got our heavy whipping cream or whatever you want to call it right there. And we're going to be adding 7 more cups of milk. We're going to go ahead and get our green onions chopped. And we are going to plant these green onions. Oh, Lord. I smashed him. We're going to actually plant these. So I'm going to put the roots all Melissa told me those look better. So they look just like the ones that you told me to throw away the other day. So I'm just going to cut off the roots. And we're going to set them aside.
Plant them in a flower pot.
Now these are not going to, we're just going to chop. These are not going in to cook. We are just going to throw these in at the end, y'all. And I'm just trying to chop them up kind of, you know, small. That one there, he didn't chop too good. So, but I want a bunch of small pieces so we can we can put it on top of our, or I can throw some of it in right before we eat. And then you can use the rest of it to like just put on your, in your bowl. So I don't really care. I love green onions and they just make everything better. And I don't like them, you know, you lose all that flavor if you cook them all the way down. And now we got the bacon. We'll be crumbling up all the bacon. About 10 more minutes. Let's check the bacon. Oh, bacon good. Good. 12 minutes, get it good and crisp in the air fryer. All right, so we're gonna use half a stick of butter, 1/4 cup flour to make our little roux for our cheese sauce. We won't be browning it. You're just gonna actually get it to cream up and get it all mixed together. And then we'll be adding in all of the milk and heavy cream. I'll have to break it apart, but once it cools, we'll crumble all that up or cut it up, whichever one. Oh, Lord, yeah, we got some grease. I may have to get me a jar. I'm going to just leave it in here for now. Don't let me forget. Put it in a jar and keep it. Let it cool just a little bit. All right, so the potatoes, I'm going to check one of the bigger ones. The potatoes are fork tender. We're going to go ahead and drain them good, and then we'll start our flour roux with our butter. So let's get these things drained real quick in the. When we do these other channels, y'all, we don't have to get every. All right, so medium heat, y'all. You're just trying to cook that flour off in the butter. So 1/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, half a stick of butter, and you're gonna create and make your little roux. Now we haven't added any seasonings or anything yet. And you don't want to make this like a dark roux. You just want to make it till the flour's cooked off and it's all nice and incorporated. Then we're going to start adding our heavy cream and all of our milk. Bring it back up to temp and we're going to have all the cheese in. Cut. Record that. Hurry up.
Okay.
All right, so put your 4 cups of whipping cream. Pour all that in there. Which we didn't quite have, you know, that was milk and evaporated milk. And now we got to get us
we were making do.
Yeah, we were making do with what we had. And now we got to get 7 cups of milk. Now we got a gallon. See where I'm at. That's 2. Whoop. So we're going to do 4, then we're going to do 3. There's 4. Make sure you got a big enough pot, y'all. I'm going to actually do about 2.5. Just in case, I don't want it to get too, I'll add a little bit more if I need it. So we're going to call it 6.5 cups. Which is about half of this pot. Close. Close to half of the pot. Now we're going to just let everything come up to temp while we stir. And that flour is going to help it thicken just a little bit. Oh, that was our clock, y'all. If y'all have been following us on our Small Town Wreath Shop page for when we first started, everybody knows that clock. So you just sit here and stir it and let it come up and start getting warm. We're going to add in our seasonings and we're going to add our cheese in. Then we're going to crumble up our bacon and we're going to make sure that we get, if I have to make a little bit more slurry of flour, then I will. But we're going to just let this kind of do its thing and simmer. And let that flour and stuff do as thick as it's going to get. Because we got a lot of cheese going in here. Garlic powder, granulated garlic, whatever you want. But this is my roasted garlic that I made in the oven of the garlic cloves. So we're going to do 2 heaping teaspoons of your granulated garlic to start with. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. I know it's going to need more, but I can add it in a little bit. So 1 teaspoon of salt. We'll be adding some more. And I always like black pepper in my stuff. So we're going to probably do 2 teaspoons of black pepper. Just let it spill on over in there, y'all. Or let's say like maybe 1.5. And you can change this up if you need to. So about 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of the black pepper. I like to see the black pepper in mine. I may add a little bit more. I'm gonna let that milk just come to I'm gonna stir it so it doesn't scald the bottom, and we're gonna let it come up to a nice little bubble. All right, so we've got our potatoes in. We added our potatoes in, bringing things to a little bubble. And it's not, that's all you got to do. And we're gonna cut it down to low. We're gonna let it simmer just a little bit. But not much. So now I'm gonna cut it down so it don't stick. Cut it down to about 2, and I'm gonna get this bacon chopped up in there, and then we're gonna start adding all that cheese in. So we're gonna take our bacon. I'm just gonna crumble because it's just gonna crumble. So just crumble your bacon up. Don't matter how big, how small, whatever you want on it. It's already starting to get a nice, a little consistency. Not a lot, but a little. But we got all that cheese. All of that cheese has got to go in. And we'll have the flavor of the chicken broth. Okay. All right, so we're going to go in with our cheese. I'm going to turn it to low. I don't want any, I just want the cheese to melt slowly. And you are going to have to sit here and stir it. You're just going to have to sit here and stir it. So that's 16 ounces of Velveeta. 2 to 2.5 cups of shredded cheddar. I'm gonna get it all in there. I'm just trying to get all these big chunks in here so it don't spatter on me. Now it's gonna try to go to bottom, and it's gonna try to stick. So just kind of, and you'll start seeing the color turn from white to a creamy yellow. Oh, I bet that would be good, Miss Cindy. Yeah, this is like a copycat Charlie's recipe. As soon as I think that I got all this cheese melted or pretty much melted, I'm gonna throw the green onions in, all but just a little bit, so we can put that on top of our bowl for garnish. I'm gonna put a little bit in my bowl and taste it. It's super pretty. Super pretty. Now we've got the cheese, nice and velvety. And we're going to still let this sit, and we're going to let all of those flavors just kind of marinate together. But I'm going to put in at least half, maybe a little more, of the green onions. And I want mostly the whites. And I'm going to leave some of the greens, just a little pile of greens, for us to put a few on top of our food. So I can leave about that much. So we're going to throw, so we got about this much left. If y'all can see, just a little pile for us to put on top of our bowls. So I'm just gonna stir in most of that bundle of green onions. And now we're gonna just cut the heat off. We're gonna cut the heat off, and we're gonna put the lid on it, and we're gonna just let that all marinate together for probably about 20 minutes. And I'll come back and stir it and make sure that I'm not sticking, even though I got it off. And we'll let it do its thing. I'm going to leave the lid off of it and let it do its little bit more thickening up. All right, y'all. So the potato soup is almost done. It's cooked, but we're going to let it sit. Let it kind of cool down just a little bit. We've got everything in it. All of our green onions that we wanted, our bacon, our potatoes, all of that cheese. Look how nice and velvety this is. And it's going to thicken up a little bit more as it cools. We've tasted it. Super yummy, y'all. Copycat Charlie's potato soup for the win. If y'all got any value out of this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you give us a share. Invite somebody over here to our With the Bickhams channel. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button. And I'm Craig with the Bickhams. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you on the next recipe. Bye, y'all.